my birthday today. I've just spent an hour trying to get my cameras to work. So I finally want to start doing something that I was supposed to do today, which is to bake a cake. I have this cookbook. It's called the Unofficial Ghibli Cookbook. It's a really cute cookbook and it has a bunch of recipes from different Ghibli movies. But the one that I want to make is this. It's the cake from Kiki's Flying Delivery Service. And it looks really delicious. It's just a chocolate cake. There's a lot of instructions. I'm a little intimidated, but we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it will go okay. Okay, one thing I did do already is I placed a round bottom mixing bowl into the refrigerator. I've done that. Next would be butter a cake tin and prepare homemade frosting or keep at room temperature. So there is a frosting recipe in this book, but I'm a little hesitant in making the frosting right now because the frosting itself has gelatin in it. What if I make the frosting and it sets in the bowl before I get to pour it over the cake? I don't want that to happen. So I'm probably gonna prepare the frosting while the cake is in the oven. I feel like that's the smartest way of going about that. And buttering a cake tin. I don't know what size cake tin I'll need. I hope it'll be this size because there's not a lot of people eating this cake, but you know. I'll take the cake tins out for now. And I'll just kind of butter them once I get to it, I guess. So the next thing is preheat the oven to 180 Celsius. Yes. And then let's prepare the chocolate frosting cake. In a saucepan, melt the butter over low heat and set aside. I'm guessing this is a saucepan. I honestly don't really know what a saucepan is. Butter. 1 tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons, or 25 grams. So half and half. So around this much butter. Let's just melt that for now. Looks like very little butter. Separate the yolks and the egg whites into 2 large bowls. Okay, so I'm gonna need 3 bowls. Okay, how many eggs do I need? 4 whole eggs. Egg yolks, egg whites. Separate them. They always crack like this. They crack. How am I supposed to do anything when they crack in such a horrible way? I feel like I'm like a child. I used to know how to do this. Okay, I feel like I got better at this the more I did it. So we've got our egg whites in the bowl. We need to sprinkle with salt. How much salt? Just a pinch. Is this a pinch? Is this a pinch? So beat these until they're stiff and set aside. I think this is stiff. Like when it stays in the bowl. Yeah, that's stiff. And set aside. Let's put you right here next to the cake tins. Next up was... Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm only using powdered sugar. This is called dust sugar in Finland. I hope it means this. This is just sugar that's powdered, I think. Yep, that's sugar. I like sugar. 120 grams. So this is 15 grams. This spoon. Can't say that I've ever actually had powdered sugar as the only form of sugar. Okay, that's all the sugar. And I need to whisk it together. I'm just gonna wash these and use these again because I'm a lazy person. We gotta keep whisking this until it's almost white, so I'm guessing that we're whisking in a bunch of air. It's a sponge cake, so a sponge cake is supposed to have a bunch of air in it, right? I remember I tried to make one of those Japanese cheesecakes when I was younger. The ones that are like really jiggly. It did not go well. Mine just kind of inverted. Looked kind of sad. Okay. I think that's enough. I think that's almost white. Oh, okay. So I need to combine them into here. I thought I did it the other way around. I can also do it the other way. I don't think that would really... It might matter a little bit, but I choose to ignore that. 100 grams of flour. I was wondering a little bit. The recipe says that it makes serves 4 people. I was like, how can a cake serve 4 people? How can you like serve a cake? You need to cut a cake at least into 5 pieces. But this is a pretty small cake. I would never ever cut a cake to 4 pieces. It just seems illegal. 25 grams of cocoa powder. Now I have chocolate all over my hands. How many times do I have to wash my hands while baking a cake? Thoroughly mixed together. So now I need to thoroughly mix these together. This is supposed to go onto something. I don't know what it's a part of, but just gotta use it like this. Oh, that smells delicious. Then I need to shift. I need to use one of these things. Perfect! Okay. Folding means that I need one of those spatulas. In Finnish, we call these lickers. Shake, 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 shake. Maybe these were supposed to be stiffer. Now I'm second guessing myself. Okay, I already put in some flour, so this is not gonna be perfect, but we're gonna mix this more. I'm gonna mix them until they're frothy. The more I'm making this, the more I start wondering. The more the baker in me starts saying, hey, this is missing something. Something's not right. Maybe it'll be fine. It'll be fine. If I say it'll be fine, it will be fine. It's impossible to fold these together. Look at this. This is not folding together. This is just making a mess. I know when you're folding, you're not supposed to be like pressing. You're not supposed to mix it too well. But this is becoming a dough. This is not... That's not how you make a cake. This is way too... Okay, what? What have I done? Everything is in here. Butter. Oh, butter. No, the butter should be added last. Apparently. But why is it like this then? Why is it... Okay. What is... I don't think the butter is gonna ruin it. If it does, that's my fault. But I just need something that's wet to be in this mixture. I feel like this could make like good chocolatey brownies or something, but this is supposed to be a cake recipe. So let's start adding these egg whites into here. Hopefully it'll start becoming smooth. But hey, it's a chocolate cake. It'll end up being delicious even if it's weird. I feel like it's gonna be a very thick cake. This is gonna be like a brownie type cake. It'll be delicious. It just won't be like the cake in the picture. Maybe. I'm being very untrustful right now. Okay, now it's so watery. I feel like I should have looked up some other sponge cake recipes, just kind of compared. You know what? I'm gonna do that real quick. Yeah, I think it needs baking powder. It needs at least a little bit of baking powder. That's what I'm like. Okay, the recipes I looked up, they all use a little bit of baking powder. So, not in the recipe, my own intuition, we're adding baking powder. We're gonna add a little bit of baking powder. Like, just a teeny tiny bit. Okay. Okay, now I'm just going back to this. Just add a little bit more. Okay, this is also a very little amount of cake. So I think this tin is gonna be more than enough for it. So let's just quickly prepare this tin. I'm gonna use a method that my mom taught me. And now we're gonna get our hands a little dirty with some butter. See, it's forming bubbles already. That's perfect. That's good. The cake looks really big in the picture. So I was expecting it to be a lot bigger, but yeah, this is kind of a tiny cake. Put the cake here and put it in the oven for half an hour. 180 Celsius, half an hour. Kind of just tastes like a brownie, honestly. Can you see the cake? Cake is looking cakey. Okay, next up, chocolate frosting. Gelatin sheets. I need 5 gelatin sheets and I need to put them in a bowl of cold water. This is how the professionals do it. I need 1 cup of sugar, 100 milliliters of water, and 200 grams of glucose. This seems like a lot of frosting for that tiny cake. The cake is tiny, tiny. Am I gonna need this much frosting? This is so much sugar. This is way more sugar. No, no, we're not gonna do this much. If there's too little frosting, then that'll be on me, but you know. So now we're just gonna wait until it starts boiling. Place the chocolate in a bowl and pour syrup over it. Add the condensed milk. I don't really even like dark chocolate. I prefer white chocolate, honestly. But dark chocolate can smell so delicious. I'm also gonna need condensed milk. I've got this. Oh shit, that's a can. I have never opened an actual can. So many tools here. I have no idea what so many of these are. What is this? What do you do with this? Okay. That's definitely boiling. This is a cooking thing, apparently. I'm panicking now because I can't find a can opener and the syrup is ready and I need to pour it, but I don't have a can opener, so I can't open the... Is there a can opener here? Please tell me there's a can opener. Is this a can opener? Oh, I think this is a can opener. How do you... I don't think this is a can opener, but... Hey, it's doing something. Let's just pour... top of the chocolate. And I need 75 grams condensed milk. We're gonna eyeball it. So much is happening at the same time. Fuck. Okay, no, I can't. Cake. What do you look? You're looking pretty good. You rose up better than I expected. I need a pokey thing. Okay, I think the cake might be done. I think the cake is done. I'll let it be in there for a few minutes. Drain the gelatin. Okay, so I need the gelatin sheets as well in there. This has been sufficiently mixed. Let's put it right here for now. Cake the cake out. Take out the cake. There we go. This is the scary part. I feel so proud of myself. This is going a lot better than I expected. I was expecting this to be a complete disaster, but it's a cake. It looks good. I am worried about cutting it in half. I am very worried about cutting it in half. But now we're gonna make the frosting, or the whipped cream. Just whipped cream. I know how to make whipped cream. Whipped cream is easy. It's gonna be a lot of whipped cream though, because it calls for 3 deciliters, and I have only that thing. I'm only gonna make a little bit. I'm not gonna make that much. So what all goes into the whipped cream? Cream, powdered sugar, and bitter cocoa powder. Oh, hello, Brutus. There is a dog here. You can barely see him on the camera. He came to check on the process. Surprise poll that I've had in the fridge this whole time. Yeah, this is gonna be more than enough whipped cream. whip up until it's a firm mixture. We're going off course right now because I said before I don't really care for dark chocolate too much. And I decided I don't want to just make a dark chocolate cake. I like cherries. So these cherries have been here the whole time. I'm gonna use some of them inside of the cake. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pit them and then we're gonna cut them and then we're gonna put them in the cake. I think these cherries, like, I hope they're a little bit spicy? No. I hope they are a little sour. Cheers. That was delicious. That was perfect. I feel like this could be even more chocolatey. So, I've got cherries, I've got frosting. No, I've got frosting and I've got filling. And I've got a cake. Next step would be to cut the cake. Cutting the cake is gonna be difficult. I might have been a little stressed for nothing because this worked out well. It is a thick cake though. Look at that. That's quite thick. I think it's sufficiently chocolatey. I do have a bar of chocolate right here. I think actually it might be good if I just take some chocolate pieces. I cut the pieces into little pieces and I mixed it together with the frosting. That's good. That's a good amount of chocolate. We got chocolate frosting with some chocolate pieces in it. Put it on the cake. Only the top half of the sponge cake is now wetted, but it's fine. We're just gonna ignore that. I completely ignore some parts of the recipe. We've got our cherry pieces. We're just gonna put these cherry pieces all over this cake. You can also use the cherries to spread the frosting to the sides. I'm gonna put some frosting on top of the cherries as well. So let's flip this on top right here. Frosting and fingers technique of smearing frosting on the side so that they become more even. This cake is like 90% filling, 5% cake. I've now caressed this cake with my fingers all over. Know what I'm gonna do? Delicious. Love it. Now we're at a step that I've never done this before to a cake, so this is my first time. We need to glaze it. Okay, that looks cool. It's not perfect at the sides, so it's really chocolate is having a hard time sticking to some of the sides. Okay, I think that's about the best I can do. It does look really good at the top. The sides, I think this side's the worst. They leave a little bit to be desired, but I don't think I can do anything about that. Delicious. The last thing that's missing is the decorations on the cake. And the recipe actually calls for them to be made with white chocolate. But I don't really think I'm that good with white chocolate. Like, I just don't think it's gonna end up good. So I bought this white sugar fondant. It smells like Play-Doh. Looks like Play-Doh. There's actually like stencils for what you need to make. And there should be things that are like different colors. You'd need like red and green. I don't have food coloring, so I'm just not gonna make those things. Let's flatten this first. Quickly just draw this shape. Actually, can I just use this as kind of like a press-on thing? Do it more like this. Okay. It's sticking to the cutting board a little bit, which is concerning. Well, it is what it is. Not perfect, right now at least. Put it on the cake. It took a lot of room. little tree. Been adding all of them to the cake without showing. But look at it. We are done. It looks really good, and I'm really excited for it. It looks pretty close to the cake in the movie. Maybe not perfect, but you know, almost perfect. That's the motto of today. I'm the birthday girl. I get to decide what's good. Picture me here. I can confirm that the cake was absolutely delicious. I ate it with my family, and we even had leftovers for quite a few days, so I would say that the cake feeds more than 4 people. You lied to me. I am really happy that I reduced the amount of frosting and filling in the recipe. I think these recipes weren't really properly tested, so if you're planning on cooking something from a book like this, trust your intuitions, don't trust the book. Also, fun fact, this video was actually filmed last summer. I don't really like editing videos, so I was kind of dragging my feet on this, but since my channel suddenly got so many subscribers recently, I decided that this would be the perfect way to celebrate it. Thank you so much for anyone who's decided to follow. It really means a lot to me. I'm really happy that I get to talk about Ghibli stuff to more people, and I'm even more excited to work on my projects now. So yeah, please let me know if you like this video. I'm not really good at video editing, and I definitely don't do that well on camera, so any feedback is appreciated. And, you know, if people like this, I would love to cook more recipes from this book. There's a lot of good-looking ones here. I really hope you had fun watching, and hopefully you'll stick around.